Hey guys, how you doing? In today's episode, we've got a massive double header for you. We have a top of the table clash against Yeovil, and we've got our first game in the FA Trophy. Now, our performances haven't been really convincing recently, and I'm a little bit worried that if we get a bad result against Yeovil, it's going to roll over and we might end up getting a bad result and kicked out at a first round in the FA Trophy. Fingers crossed we don't, but let's go find out. All right, so a little recap of what's been going on between now and the last episode. We are top of the table by 1 point, and our next game is against Yeovil in second. And they've got a much stronger goal difference than us, so they've been performing a lot better than we have. Let's have a look at our fixtures and just show you just what's been going on. Right, so we've been winning games, but we've only just been winning games. I mean, look at these late winners: 88 minutes against Maidstone here, 90+1 against Tonbridge. We had late goals from Reggie Young and Sam Bailey here against Dover. We lost against Taunton. Were about 20th in the table when we played them, but I've got to tell you, they had a rock solid defence. We were just banging out the door, and there was no way through. They had a really good setup, and they got us one goal on the break, and there was nothing we could do about that one. So I took that one on chin. I couldn't blame the team. We had so many attempts. Their goalkeeper was on fire, and their defence was really strong. There was just no way through. And then we've just scraped out 1-0 victories. So we've still been grinding away results, but they've not been convincing at all. So now we're up against a team like Yeovil, and I'm a little bit worried that they could really, really punish us. And then that might have a knock-on effect against our opening game in the FA Trophy against Chichester. Now, they are from the tier below, so they should really be a winnable. That should be a winnable game. But you never know, especially when your performances haven't been brilliant, and we have the potential of maybe getting a bit of a hammer in as well. I feel like I have reasons to be worried. So, also elsewhere, there were rumours of a takeover at the club, but our chairman has come out and rubbished those claims. So it doesn't look like there will be any kind of takeover. Like I said before, not that would really make any difference. It was a local entrepreneur, so there wouldn't be any like major cash injection or anything like that. Also, we tied Salim Saeed down to a new contract. He is getting a bit of a higher wage. He's not the top earner in the club, but we managed to tie him down to a contract with a extension clause in there. I couldn't get him on 2 years, but I could add a 1 year extension clause on it. So I activated that straight away. So we got him until the end of the next season. And then there's also a promotion clause in there as well. So if we get promoted, he can then be tied down for 2 years from the point of being promoted as well. So, but also I wanted to just put a bit of protection on him. There've been a lot of clubs sniffing around him, and I didn't want to just almost lose him on a free. If someone's going to take him from a higher league, then I want them to actually make it worth our while losing him. In other squad news as well, we have Kasimu has been called up for international duty with Kenya, so we will lose our main striker at some point, which is really disappointing. Good for him, but not good for us. I mean, you know, we're playing in the Vanarama National South League, and we're losing a player to international duty, and that's really not an ideal place to be. Luckily, it's just one person, but he is our main striker. Not that we're reliant on him for all our goals at all. Elsewhere, we offered CJ Fern out. He's on £150 a week, so that might free up a little bit more money. Still trying to loan out a couple more players and try and free up a little bit more wages. We are currently over now our wage structure, unfortunately. But we're still in the red for the moment. We've got a cup game coming up, so that'll be hopefully some money coming back in. I did extend our coaches a little bit, so I brought in another scout who's better than the scout we've got. I can't get rid of our other scout because they're contracted in, and it will cost us money to get rid of them. I got in a better physio as well than our physio we had in, who was our head physio, and they're probably at least twice as good as that person. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to the end of the season, actually, where we can get rid of some of the deadwood players, but not only players, some of the deadwood staff as well, and actually really start elevating our coaching levels, staff levels, along as well as the player levels as well. So yeah, that's where we're at. I will progress forwards, and we will get into our first game, top of the table clash with Yeovil. Oh, and I almost forgot as well. So we, after losing out on Chuck, who we wanted to make permanent, I decided to pull the trigger, and we brought in Amrit Bansal McNulty as well. Unfortunately, he's not keen on the big matches, and it is a bit of a curse at this level. A lot of players don't like the big matches, but it will be something I look to bring in, players that are either enjoy big matches or don't hate big matches, because if you're wanting a good cup run, any cup game becomes a big game for them and they go missing. So these will be the sort of traits that I'm trying to weed out of the squad as we push forwards into next season. But he's a reasonably well talented player, good dribbling ability, good technique, got a reasonable pace, and we can play him right across the front as well. We don't currently have any formations that implement a central attacking midfielder, but he can drop back into midfield as well. I'll probably actually get him training on a midfield role, just so he can become a bit more efficient there. We might be able to put more use to him there in the short term. Yeah, so that's where we're at, and we get to the match. All right, so in our last game against Weymouth, I did put the team out in our wonky donkey formation, and we did run out 1-0 winners. But for this big game, this big top of the table game against Yeovil, I'm going to stick with the tried and tested division formation. Even though it's come off the boil, we've been playing it consistently since the start of the season, and I think if we're going to get a result, this is probably going to be the one we get a result with. But I may, ahead of this game and the cup game, I might try and start implementing, trying to use some of the other tactics a bit more, perhaps. So yeah, so we're going to go with the 4-1-2-2-1 formation for our big game against Yeovil. And so as far as team selection goes, it's pretty much the team that we'd usually have, the current regular players, except for I've removed the players that don't like big matches, and that is Kasimu. He's not a big match player, so I've taken him out. And hopefully Bradbury can come in and do a job for us. So yeah, we're going to find out. They're not exactly fully match fit. Our new boy McNulty, I think he should be called McNaughty, but we'll see how he does to deserve that. Yeah, he's got to have a new squad number. He's not a big match player either, but he's only on the bench. And if we end up in a comfortable position, I might see how we do with two quite creative attacking midfielders in the centre of the park, with Pendlebury and McNulty alongside each other, and being a little bit more aggressive through the middle. All right. Let's put the pressure on them. Come on, lads. Pressure's on them. They are favourites. There's nothing to worry about. Let's go get a job done. I'm a little bit worried. So Yeovil were the one of the relegated teams from last year. So really, they are a National League team. And by the looks of it, with the amount of goals they're putting in, they're still playing like a National League team. So we've got to be solid. And yeah. All right. So let's turn the speakers off there. Okay. Well, we're not losing yet. We're 5 minutes in, so that's a good sign, isn't it? Let's give them a shout of encouragement. Come on, lads. You know you can do it. Pretty even possession at the moment. About 50-50. Pass completion is down for both sides compared to what they probably usually are. So that this shows that we're both two good teams as well. And they got a header in there just over the bar as well from a free kick. All right. It looks like they're having they are having it a bit more their way at the moment, but we've got a free kick out on the right. Norville Williams lofts the ball in. We can't make anything from that, but Saeed has the ball. He puts it inside to Bailey, Pendlebury, Davis, and that is a poor shot from Davis there. I know he's not really left-footed, but yeah, a poor left-footed shot from outside the area, or on the edge of the area at least. All right. Well, it's a pretty even tight game so far. They've had 5 shots, none on target so far, so we're doing all right defensively. Clearly, they are doing better attacking than we are, though. So I need them to do more. Yeah, we're not going to win if we don't shoot. So come on, lads, and I'm going to wag the finger at them as well. Okay, so I'm going to send them out as they are, and then I might try and bring on McNulty and try and be a bit more forward thinking and attacking from the midfield. Okay. We're playing it around on the right. Mason charging forwards. Oh, and he is taken down by Abdullah. Okay. And clearly that free kick goes to nothing. So we have had 1 shot on target though. So that should be good. And we've got a corner here. Davis to take the corner. Oh, I thought that was in by Bradbury there. Okay. Got on the head, but it was just wide. Yeovil playing out from the back. And we regain possession in the middle. Pendlebury to Williams. Out to Davis. Back to Pendlebury. And that's not a good shot, is it? All right. Come on. Demand more. You can do this, lads. We look like we're turning the game towards our favour, though. We're now up to 4 shots. We've got 1 on target. So we've got a higher XG of a lofty 0.25 XG at the moment. It's Yeovil with a throw-in at the moment, but I need to look at shaking things up a little bit. Right. So I'm going to bring on McNulty for Williams. And I'm actually going to put McNulty in as our Mazzala. And then Pendlebury. Okay, let's swap McNulty. Is going to be a supporting Mazzala. Pendlebury can attack from central midfield. Bradbury, Saeed has just gone so off the boil, I tell you, and he in reality he hasn't deserved that bigger, better contract. Really disappointing from him. But perhaps I can just swap Saeed and Davis over, shake it up a little bit. Though Saeed has really run out of legs as well. Okay. Let's change things as they are. Yeovil with the free kick here. A short one to the middle. playing it out. They can't find a way through. Or they might do now. Noble. Whittle. Oh, no. Bad goalkeeping by Roberts there. He was in front of the ball. He just turned it in to our own net. Right, fire them up. All he had to do was push that forwards. He just helped it into the net. What's he thinking? Right, really need to shake things up now. Right, Zaid is just useless. Down to a 6.10 and Davis on a 6.3. Our wide options are doing us no good at all. I'm going to bring Mac on for Zaid. I'm going to bring them in the middle. Bradbury is going to be a target man in support, and Riley is going to be a poacher. Okay. Right, Alfie Saunders, possibly for Davis. Right. Right. They're not really good options here, but we can get them both on the attack. That's a very, very narrow formation, but hopefully we might be able to do something with it. Our wide options were just next to useless. But we're probably not going to come out of this game with anything at all, unfortunately. There's Yeovil with a free kick. Throw-in, sorry. Crossing in. Oh, header over the bar. So, still at 1-0. And we still have a chance. Let's encourage them again. Got to find a way through the middle if we're going to get anything. Bailey up to Pendlebury. Back to Saunders. Saunders over the top to Riley. Riley's into the area. Oh, straight at the keeper. Day wasn't troubled at all, saving that. Right, Norville Williams with the corner. Come on, lads. Nelson with the header, poor header, over the bar. No trouble at all. We've definitely lost an edge to our attack as we've progressed through the season. And there was one game we won 7-1, and that was when we were at our attacking best, but all of that is gone. But we are still on the attack and pinging it around the area, see if we can find a way through back to defence. Okay. Oh, I thought that was going to be a debut goal for McNulty there. But it was a goalkeeper did well to get down and save that. Can we do anything? Last closing minutes of the game. We do seem to be holding possession better. Pinning them back. But no, can't do anything there. Come on. One last attack. Saunders. Oh, Pendlebury picks up the possession. Come on, Pendlebury. And Riley, Pendlebury crosses into Riley, and Riley can't do anything but drag the shot wide. But here we go again. This is probably last chance saloon, and that's just a goal kick. Nothing. That will be it. Yeah, and they're just going to waste time and see the game out. Can't blame them. All right, so well, that's going to be top spot given up for us, unfortunately. And that's it. That's full time. We ended up with a better XG. We lost the game. It's stolen from us again, basically. We have possession. We had the possession. We had the one clear-cut chance. We had the 2 shots on target. Yeah, they only needed the 1 shot on target, and that got them in front. So that was a little bit like the Taunton game that we lost as well. So that is not good. Yeah, all right. I'll try not to be too harsh on the boys. We were underdogs, so but we need to shake things up. We need to get in some better performances because we have definitely gone off the boil now. And now we are second in the league, coming up towards the halfway mark in the season as well. And now we've got to go into a cup game, probably with a little bit of doom and gloom amongst the squad. So I will progress us to our game against Chichester in our first game for the FA Trophy, and I will see you there. Just before we get to the next game, I just wanted to go into a couple of other appointments that I made on the staffing front, really. So I decided to bring in a director of football, and I also brought in a head of youth development. And basically, I'll explain what my thought process is on that, and that is we have an under-18 squad, but we have no under-18s players, so we've got no real in-house development going on for younger players. So I've brought in the head of youth development, and he's not got, for this level, he's not got bad player potential ratings, so 9, which I don't think is too bad for this level of football. I have put him in charge of looking for under-18s players. So he's gonna search and find under-18s players, and then our director of football is going to be in charge of seeing if he can get any of those deals through. I will, of course, still have final say on the players that they find and try and sign. But without taking the full responsibility on myself, these guys are going to go out and see if they can fill some of our under-18 spots that we just don't have. Look at our development centre. There's nothing there, which isn't good for sort of looking to the future in-house. Not one player to look forward to. So yeah, I've brought them in to hopefully bring in a few prospects for next season and further into the future as well. So fingers crossed they will find maybe some little gems for us. All right, guys, so I thought I'd just bring you back and show you basically how this little setup works. So our head of youth development has gone out and he has found our first potential, a youth player, Simon Jennings, 16-year-old. He's only 2-star apparently, and potential of really 3 to 4-star. So it's not going to be amazing, but at this point, they're not all going to be amazing. They're literally going to be filling the squad that I should have, but I don't. But this is a 16-year-old. He could be reasonably good. We could develop him through our youth system, and then perhaps we can make some money from him down the line if he doesn't progress into something good enough for our own team. But this is the first one. I mean, he's all right for a 16-year-old. That's not bad. He's consistent. He's naturally fit. We won't know everything there is to know about him at this point. But he'll cost probably about £5 a week to bring on the books, and he'll start filling out the squad along with anyone else that they find. So yeah, I will have final say on that. Beardsley will bring him in, and who's the other guy's name? I can't remember what the other guy's name is. It's this guy, Gary Fior. So yeah, every now and then they're going to find players that they're going to be suggested or are going to be told about them. This guy will find them. Beardsley, Fior will negotiate bringing them to the club, and then I will have final say on it. And that's how that work. And I should have our under-18 squad filling out now as we progress through the season, and that'll be good. It'll be good for player development. So as we go further down the line, I will show you what our under-18 squad starts to look like as we're bringing in more players, and hopefully we will have players start to show up in our development centre that have a good potential for our first team as we go into the next season and hopefully through the leagues. So yeah, just thought I should show you just what I was talking about, of why I brought those guys in and what they're going to be doing for me at the club. All right, guys, so we made it to match day for our FA Trophy game against Chichester, and we've had a bit of a shake-up today, and we are going for a 4-2-3-1 formation today. I wanted to have a bit more potency on our forward lines, and I feel like, yeah, the 4-2-3-1 will give us a bit more up the final third of the pitch. Right, as for roles though, I don't know, it might work, it might not, but in our two defensive midfield positions, I've gone for an anchor and for a segundo volante. So yeah, hopefully those two can work together quite well. And then we've got a poacher up front, attacking midfielder, and then two wingers on support as well. So we'll see how that plays out as we go through the game. Might have to make some adjustments, but hopefully we get a good result. Players seem encouraged by it and quite happy. You probably think I'm a little bit crazy. I sometimes think I'm a little bit crazy as well, but I like to keep things interesting, and try and come up with something that maybe the AI will struggle to deal with. And I know they're from the league below, but that's why it's a good opportunity to try it out. If it's a really comfortable game, then I can look at possibly using that in some league games as well. And we've got a couple of league games coming up there, just sort of against mid-table opposition, so they could be some good. Give the fans something to cheer out. Yeah, they could be some good games to try it out on if we get a good result today. So let's get the game underway and see how we do. Well, just need to get the ball back first to start with. Then we have the ball back. I also brought Jack Turner, who is really our number one goalkeeper, back into the squad today. He's not, since he came back from injury, he's not had a look in, because Alfie Roberts has just been solid in goal for us for the most part. And as a 19-year-old keeper, getting good performances in and consistent playing time, he's already developed quite nicely. So he really is, in my mind, our number one goalkeeper. But I'm going to need to play Jack Turner, because otherwise, if I don't, he's going to get unhappy. His playing time is as a number one goalkeeper, and he's one of our more influential squad members as well. So if I was to tell him he's not going to be playing as much, he's probably not going to like it, and he's probably going to try and cause some waves within the squad as well. So I've got to try and manage that, try and keep him happy. So yeah, at the moment, it's just going to be giving him some playing time. Ideally, in an ideal world, I'd tell him maybe he's just going to be the cup keeper for the moment. But he's an inconsistent goalkeeper anyway. All right, well, we've not managed to put the ball in the net yet, but we have had a couple of chances now. 2 shots, neither of which are on target. But we've had 82% possession so far, and we're 12 minutes into the game. With a corner now. Back to Norville Williams. Players need to find themselves some space. They're going to need to work their way into this new style formation. But that was McNulty with a nice little shot there off the crossbar. Still no shots on target, but we're just feeling our way into the game at the moment. We got Young with the ball out on the left. He tries to get past the defender. He finds Saeed, but it's a tame header into the hands of the Chichester keeper. Right, we're 4 shots and now 1 at target at least, even though it was a tame header. We definitely want to pick it up, though. That was a free kick on the edge of the area by Cutbush, and it wasn't like one of Pendlebury's free kicks, unfortunately. But that is a ball in the back of the net. Reggie Young with a nice cross into the box, and Jack Ball with the header into in between the near post and the keeper. Keeper probably should have been doing better there. But yeah, that's us off and running with our new formation. We'll see how the game progresses now. It's not really what I'd say is my first choice 11, even in this formation. But it's a cup game against lower opposition, so I thought I'd give everyone a chance. Also, what I did with the lineup as well is my starting 11, no loan players in, so they're all Farnborough players who are playing or starting today at least. Yeah, I wanted to try that out. Let's give them a bit of encouragement before half time. Maybe we can get another goal. And we have a corner. Norville Williams to take the corner. Can he find someone in the box? He nearly finds Nelson. But Saeed picks the ball back up. Back to Norville Williams. Can he get a good cross in? Can he find Bailey? He can, but Bailey can't do anything but head over the bar. But it's looking kind of positive. And we've got a 0.7 XG, so, and that's really disappointing. It's offside though. Whew. That's a bit of a let off. That was some poor defending there. Though he was well offside. I don't know what the keeper was doing or the defenders, but they weren't switched on at all. All right. Yeah, things are going well, but you're capable of even better. Keep going, boys. All right, let's get the second half started, and we will look at getting some substitutions done. Get the first substitution done around the 60-minute mark. That's when I like to bring our first player on, give them about half an hour to make an impact, if possible. If I don't get distracted talking to you guys or with what's going on the pitch, and then suddenly realise we're at 88 minutes and I haven't made any substitutions yet. Yeah, do that far too often, really. Yeah, we're not really managed to create anything more. So I'm just going to demand a bit more from the boys. And then we have the ball back on the right-hand side, though. Ball's played up to Riley. He plays it back to our defence and Nelson. Plays it out wide to Norville Williams. Norville Williams into the box for Young, and Young, was that a shot or some sort of cross? I don't know, but it wasn't anywhere near being what we wanted. Right, let's make some substitutions then. Right, who's not really been performing? McNulty has not really been performing. I'm glad we're paying him £350 a week. Right, Bradbury come on from Mac Riley as well. And we'll bring him on as let's put him on as a pressing forwards. We have just got ourselves another goal though. I think I might do the full change right now. I'm going to bring on Aaron Call for Alfie Cutbush as well. Should we just have a look at should we have a look what happened? I don't know if this was our goal or not. I don't know. I'll watch it at the end of the game, but it was Mac Riley that managed to get the goal, I believe. But we're on the attack again, down the right-hand side. Can't find a way through. Plays it back to defence. Ball on the right, into Cole. Bradbury, out to Norville Williams. Looking a bit more comfortable on the ball now. Can we pick their defence apart? We find Bailey. Bailey with a goal. That's a 3-0 to Farnborough. Sam Bailey with the goal. All the way from defensive midfield as well. But he is our Segundo Volante player, so he is, he does have the right to get up the pitch and be a sort of a late presence in the box as well. So that is good to see that working as well. So not a bit of an encouragement performance from the boys so far. 70 minutes, 3-0 up, putting on a show for the fans at home. Can we get any more goals on the board? And we got Salim Saeed bombing it down the right, puts the ball in for Bradbury, but he can't quite get on the end of it. But Young collects the ball on the other side, pulls it back in. Pendlebury on the edge of the box, deflected shot. Keeper does well to pick that up. He could have been diving the wrong way. That was a poor ball there. Okay, Chichester trying to build an attack here. Boys all sort of fall back into position and they can't find a way through. Can we hold tight? Long range shot over the bar. That's all that they can get out of that attack. I don't mind that. If they can't find a way through into the box, I'm happy with our defensive sort of shape there. And ball cuts inside and then plays back to Hollis. Ball on the right hand side again. He finds Saeed. So we're getting a bit congested on the right hand side. We're going to need to find a way through or switch to the other side. But Chichester have got possession now. I'm playing it into the middle. That's a through ball. But they shoot a little bit high and a little bit wide. I would be disappointed if we even concede a goal. I want to see a solid performance going forwards and at the back. So yeah. But that was a bit worrying. I know our defence haven't really been as good as what our attack should really be. And we'll need to build on that for next season, because just a simple through ball from that, from a lesser opposition as well, and it just cut straight through our defence. And if we're going to think about playing in a National League next year, we're going to be conceding so many goals with unless we really beef up our defence. So that is going to be a big need for reinforcements if we get promoted. And that is a goal conceded as well. I'm going to shout at the lads because that's just not good enough. They might be winning, but they should be fully in control of this game. He was just allowed to get past his man, put an easy cross into the near post, and then through the legs of our goalkeeper as well. That is shocking. Absolutely shocking. Right, 10 minutes to go. We do not want to give them an inch to get back in the game here. Come on, Bradbury. Find someone. Cool. Breaking through the defence. And it's a bit of a tame shot. Easily collected by the Chichester goalkeeper there. Okay. Turner out to Williams. Williams up to Young. Young switches play over to Bailey. Bailey tries to find a through ball, but it's easily cut out. Still in possession here though. Ball has the ball out on the right. He plays it into Curl. Cool tries a lofty ball over the top, but no one's there, and it's easily collected by Chichester. But we got possession again. Young on the left. Can we find a way through for another goal before we run out of time? Young trying to break the lines here. Puts a cross in. And he finds Bradbury, but his header is just wide of the target. He's not been very convincing today. Though he has got an assist on the board, so. Right. Hollis with a big ball over the top. Finds space for Pendlebury. Pendlebury puts a cross in. He can't quite find the head of Bradbury. But we've got the ball again. with ball out on the right. Can he get a nice cross in? No, he pulls it back to Curl in the middle. Back to ball. They're just sharing the ball between each other, but Pendlebury's got the ball now. Cole switches it over to the left. Young to Williams. Can Williams get a nice cross in here? He does, but it's not a very good cross, to be fair. Bailey, nice cross ball to Bailey. It was quite a nice ball, actually. Deserved someone better to be on the end of that and at least get a shot on target. Right, well, that is pretty much the game done. We still got the ball. I don't think we're going to get it up the pitch to do anything with it, though. It is played to Young on the left, though. He plays it back to Norville Williams. One last cross. Yep. And he finds no one, and that is the game for today. 3-1 victory. We're through to the next round of the FA Trophy. It would have been embarrassing if we didn't get through, to be fair. But that was a pretty confident game there for a new, untried formation for the squad. 63% possession, 2.46 XG. That's definitely not going to be the same against better opposition. But the more we play with the formation and have really a full squad of first 11 players in, which it wasn't today, I wanted to give a full run out to all our players, our full-time players, rather than putting the lone players in. But yeah, it was pretty confident game for the new formation. So I'm happy with the result. Well done, lads. Good win. So yeah, we will see. We won't get a lot of money for that. Probably just about £1,000 for that. Oh, actually more than I was expecting. 3.75 thousand for our victory there today. So we've got 6,000, nearly 7,000 in the bank. I mean, we could do so much with 7,000, but probably need it in there at the moment. I'd like to win the FA Trophy. That'll be good for our bank balance. But in reality, even if we don't win it, I'd like to at least get to the semi-final. That'll be good for us. I need to be earning as much money as I can to justify overspending on our wage budget at the moment. So yeah, if I'm going to keep the balance in the black, and not in the red, then yeah, I need to make this a decent cup run for us. As for our upcoming games, well, we have our next round, the third round of the FA Trophy, and well, let's see. Averley are currently in 16th, and Slough are currently in 23rd. Well, I'll probably bring you back for the FA Trophy third round game against unknown opponents and the Slough game. And the reason I will pick the Slough game is because they're actually relatively close geographically to Farnborough. So yeah, going to a semi-local game and the next round of the FA Trophy for the next episode. But that is us done for today. As usual, if you've enjoyed today's content, then leave us a like and leave us a comment in the comments below if you've got anything to say. And if you can subscribe as well, I hugely appreciate that as I continue to put out content and improve. Yeah, I appreciate your support by subscribing. And yeah, I hope you have a brilliant rest of your day, and I will see you again in the next one. See ya.